Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the Psychic Ring Club and Nathan Knight.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Psychic Coffee Shop. I hope you've got your lattes ready. We've got a great show tonight. With me tonight is Miss Raines. Hello, honey. How are you?
I'm awesome, Asen, and how are you tonight?
Oh, I'm kicking butt and taking names, honey, like normal. All right.
Well,
I hear we've got someone joining our table tonight.
We absolutely do, and tonight we have joining with us Angel of Light. She's a gifted reader who uses a combination of an oracle, which is a direct communication from the universal source of love, tarot cards, astrology, numerology, chakra healing, and ritual meditation. She helps you to change your life from where it is now to the one you want it to be. An Angel of Light, can you give your validation or simple peace of mind that is in order for the day?
Welcome to the Psychic Coffee Shop. Thanks for joining us, Angel of Light.
Oh, nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, honey. So, honey, what was your first, you've been studying for 34 years. You've got some great skills there. What was your first ever experience with psychic information?
Well, psychic, first of all, is a marketing, advertising term as far as I'm concerned. When I started getting readings, I was in the temple, and only the high priest, the priesthood in the Egyptian temple could read, and they would be in an altered state, and they would be possessed by ancestors, which I still do when I use the oracle. It never comes from me. It always comes from the client's guardian angel or the client's spirit guide. Never from me. I make no judgments.
Okay. Where did you train?
I'm sorry?
Where did you do your training?
In several temples. That was the first one. The first one was the Egyptian temple. I've been trained by spirit guides. Spirits come into people all the time. You may not know that. You may not know that. But you could be sitting there talking to somebody who's in an altered state. And so they came and they got me. I trained with a lot of living masters. We have the Rider-Waite deck, which I think everybody's familiar with in the tarot. But the king went into meditation and he brought back a deck that has all the Aset, Osir, Osiris, all the people from the Egyptian temple. Osho went back in the time. He comes out of Pune, India. When he was living, he has a deck. He has my favorite deck. Everybody knows Osho's deck. And he brought back training. We have masters from Japan. I've been to Tokyo, Tibet. These people are walking around living. They give classes. You go to their spaces. Japan, Buddhism, various Zen, Tibetan. They all have oracles, that are living, and I've trained with living masters, individual.
Wow. Well, I'm impressed.
They write books. I like to ask them questions. What did you mean when you wrote this? I'm not a person who's going to argue or guess. You just call them up. Well, what did that mean? What are you talking about? I don't understand. So I'm that type of person, and people can do the same thing with me.
And, how did you come to read the E King?
That was in the temple. I was in the temple one day, and that's the pronunciation because I learned it out of Japan. And a guy came over and he said, come here, come over here, sit down, I want to talk to you. And he sat me down, and he said, let me show you something. And that one goes by coins. That was when you do it by hand, not by cards. And he said, look at these coins. These are the coins. This is how you throw them. This is what they mean. This is the stress line. This is the book. And it's the honorable spirits of Yi. And I said, okay, because I was open to everything just like I am right now, just as a Buddhist. Yeah. So I do Muslim, I do Christian, I do Buddhism, I do anything that's spiritual. And then about 3 days later, I wanted to know, well, by the way, who are the honorable spirits of Yi? And he said, I don't know you. I didn't say anything to you. I didn't teach you anything. So they came and they got me. And it was something I was meant to do 34 years ago. And I figured it out. I learned about, this is what I mean by people being possessed in the temple. So I struggled with it by myself for 10 years. And then Barnes & Noble had about 12 different versions, which I studied. And now there are people all over the world and on the Internet now. Now there's information, which is why I'm doing my own book about people who are trying to figure out, well, what does the 18th hexagram mean in 2015 as opposed to 3,000 years before Christ? And so that's what I'm doing in my book. I'm going to tell you what the 18th hexagram means. That means you had narcissistic parents.
For our listeners that haven't seen the E King, can you kind of describe them for them?
The what? Who haven't seen what?
Our listeners that haven't heard of or haven't seen the E King read, can you describe that for them? Yeah,
it's an oracle. It's a direct voice from God. It's for you. Yeah, as opposed to if you go to church every Sunday morning, and the guy will say, okay, we're doing the Book of Paul, and we're doing What is Love, but that may not pertain to you at that moment. The E King pertains to you at the moment. When I start a reading with somebody, the first thing I'll say is, what do you want to say to this person? Because I don't know the person. And they'll go right to the heart, to the soul, to the subconscious. And it comes back. It comes from China in the days of Confucius. Of course, you can Google it, and it's more like numerology, like that show Numbers. It's all numbers. Anybody who knows the E King, instead of us talking in major and minor arcana and spreads, we'll be talking in numbers, 16, 36, 53, top line, first line, lower hexagram, higher. So it's a translation in numbers. It's like a biorhythm.
Right.
It goes into universal law.
Yeah, and they're coins that have different inscriptions on them, or?
They're pennies from ancient China, 3,000 years before.
Okay. And
before Christ.
You get the information from the patterns they fall into?
They're called hexagrams. They're hexagrams, and one's a straight line and one's a broken line, and some of them are stressed. Being that we're all on computers today, if you just Google E King, it's going to come up, and it's going to show you hexagram, and it's going to give you numbers, and it's going to give you lines. So the point of the matter is, it gives you answers that you can't get in other places, like you were abused, like you're going to jail, like you should slow down, like you should wait, because you're not ready. It gives you answers you can't get in other oracles.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Well, so when a client comes to you, what is it that they can expect from you? What would they receive?
Well, first of all, I can answer any question. They can feel free to answer any question. That's why I got into. That's why I went into the higher level of the oracle and with the astrology, numerology. I do a combination. So there's nobody can call me up and ask me any question and I can't give you a real answer. So, and I think that's important to clients. And more importantly than that, sometimes the question is he going to marry me? What they can expect from me is not only is he going to marry you or not, but like I just got off the phone with a reading, and it wasn't going to work. But I said, so how about why don't I tell you what you need to make it work, to get the man that you really want? So I think it, because when I was being trained about how to read, it's not so much how to read, it's how to ask the right question. So a lot of my clients, when they call me up and they start talking, I just say, well, then, so what you want to know is, and I also make sure that they're happy with the question that I'm going to ask.
Okay.
Get right to it.
Yeah, and you're able to get to more of a rooted-based thing if it's something long-term, like, I keep dating cheating boyfriends, and you can go to the root of the problem there with the E King.
Right. Yeah, and also with the tarot and astrology, we're getting ready to go into the winter solstice. Mm-hmm. Now, in universal law, being that I study spirituality, the new year begins on the 25th of December, when we start to get 1 minute more of light per day. We're going down. We're getting 1 minute less of light per day up to the 21st. From the 21st to the 24th, like I told her, you're supposed to be in meditation and contemplation. But they have people running around like mad chickens having accidents and, hating on each other. And that's because you're supposed to be resting and meditating about your life. And I told her if she throws out, because the tarot card for me, personally, for 2015 is the Tower. And my interpretation of the Tower is to throw out all the negativity, all your toxic relationships, even if it's your mother. Throw them out, and start new on a fresh foundation. Just tumble down the whole thing. And so from the 21st to the 24th, instead of buying Christmas presents, you should be, just going to the garbage dump. And then on the 25th, if you want to get married, you'll have the aura and the attitude that will suck in the love of your life, the money, the job, or whatever you need.
Oh, I like her.
So, what has been the most changing life reading you've done for you? That's changed your life, changed the client's life, made you look at things a little bit differently.
Thank you very much for asking that question. I have the client of life, somebody who I've been working with for about 4 years, and I really like him because he has the sense enough to call me monthly and get a reading. And we were just very upset about all the lies. Most of my readings are dispelling lies. People being lied to. Lies hurt. They're being lied to in their relationships, at the work. And some of them are lying to themselves. Some of them have been lied to all the time by their parents. And he was going off one day about nobody can get along, everybody hates everybody, nobody can, get it right because of all the lies and the distrust and the human beings are no longer. And I said, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And so he changed my life because I said that's the way I feel. And that inspired me to write the book I'm going to be writing. Well, it was going to be a book, but it's Diary of a Mad Black Psychic. And yeah, I know. It's supposed to be funny. I'm going to make it funny. No, it's going to be funny. But it's going to be the true readings that I do. Nobody's name is really going to be used, but readings really tell what's really going on with people. And I'm going to do readings for questions that I get repeatedly. And why I'm mad is because of the lies. My clients, I care about them. And it makes me mad that so many people out there have to call up to get a reading to get the truth. I even had to do it because I used to work in entertainment, and readings saved me. because I can get the truth. You put the birth date up there, I got the truth. I know what is going on. So he changed my life because this book is going to be a video. It's going to be a YouTube channel, and I'm going to do small videos with little reenactments about how it's supposed to go and explain using graphics like you do so well, Ethan, to show and explain, the right tools, the right candles, the right crystals, right ways of doing things so you can get what you want and not be lied to,
Right.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're going to take a little short break here, give us a chance to grab a drink and refill our coffee cups. If you would like more information, please visit Psychic.biz /angel-of-lights. And you'll be able to get a lot more information on our guests while we're on a break. Now, we're only going to take a short break. It's not going to be a longer one like we normally take. So we'll be right back, guys.
Are you at a crossroads in your life? Or are you feeling stuck and not sure where to turn? We can help. Visit our website at Psychic.biz from your computer, smartphone, or tablet, where you can get accurate readings and insight by speaking with any one of our tested advisors. We offer live chat, video sessions, one-on-one phone calls, and even email readings. We have several gifted psychics, tarot readers, astrologers, and other healers from around the world who are available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your initial chat is always free, and our psychics do offer special prices and low per-minute rates. Visit us today at Psychic.biz and get the guidance you need today for your tomorrow.
Okay, we are back. Thank you, Angel of Light, for staying with us for the second part of our show.
Absolutely.
Can you tell our listeners kind of like what's your average day like, because, spiritual people and psychics kind of have a different average day.
Yeah. My average day, being that I came from the temple and being that, readings are sacred and they are not supposed to be on the corner from anybody. I really try to stay in an atmosphere of enlightenment. So I usually, like right now, I have 2 white candles burning. I'm wearing white. Used to be when you gave a reading, you could only give a reading wearing white, having meditated and fasted. So normally, the first thing I do is somebody on this earth wakes me up for a reading, and that means it's time for me to get up. I always get a reading like in the middle of the night, 4 o'clock in the morning, or sometimes 9. So when I get that first reading, I get up. And then, the next thing I do is my prayer. I do a prayer of manifestation. It comes out of Buddhism, just to get my head right. It's a very open prayer. It's a universal prayer. And then the next thing I do is some music. Just because that's my spirit. I'm a musician. I'll do a little music. Then I'll go on and I'll start to do some readings in the morning. I'll do the video service I'm on, and then I'll either get off of it if it's not positive, and I'll do some telephone readings. I'll try to get some studying in, and then by noon, and then I go out and I do the normal business stuff that we all have to do, the mundane. The mundane, pay bills, try to avoid negative people, no arguments, pay the rent, deal. But I always, during the day, I try to do something nice for people, do something nice for charity, an old person while I'm running around and feeding the cat and cleaning the house and washing dishes. And then I come home in the evening and just watch a little TV, but try to watch things that help me understand people psychologically, because I'm a psychic healer. I'm not a gifted reader and advisor. When you talk to me, I'm going to heal you from the anxiety and the pain and the darkness and the loneliness and the alcoholism and the crazy people around you. So I watch television. I watch television that's supportive, or I'll get on the internet and I'll do some studying of the. I love the Egyptian Book of the Dead, or I'll study my readings, or I'll do readings, or I'll study people who are enlightened and, you know, who are into the Milky Way and the galaxy and the planets and life, you know.
Right.
And I try to take it easy, you know, don't want to be wanting anything, you know, try to stay in an atmosphere of peace, you know.
Cool.
Keeping that energy is really important.
Yeah,
now,
it is. Yeah.
You've been doing readings for over 34 years now, you said, and, well, can you maybe explain some of the changes that you've seen go on within the industry?
Oh, yeah, it's horrific. So because, like I said, people just give any old kind of reading. They don't wear white. They don't purify them. I mean, I will not go on the air or pick up the telephone, you know, unless I've meditated and prayed. You know, I'm not giving a reading in the wrong state of mind. But another change is like what I'm going to have to do right now, Asen, is learn how to do a YouTube channel and a blog. I mean, we're going to have to learn that. You know, your tools are completely different. I'm on the computer. I have to use the computer for readings because people, if they're going to do 5 minutes, you know, they don't have time for me to throw a spread, you know, by hand. You know,
right?
I used to, and if I'm on the car and a telephone, I'll do one card. I mean, because I can talk 30 minutes on any card, you know. And if they're only going to do 5 or 10 minutes, but I used to spend my money on crystals, different decks. Now on the I do readings on the computer, which was difficult. You know, going to the telephone, I didn't know I could do that. That was an adjustment. You know, talking to people in Australia, China, Iraq. You know, this has been, people all over the world are having the same problems. You have to do promotion. You have a back office. But while the computer is easier because I can, if I have somebody who's difficult, I have 24 decks to choose from. I can do a rune reading. I can do an E King reading. I can do an astrology. I don't have to get up and look to a book. You know, you can just basically hit Google for all the stuff I know that I can use. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then if I want it for video, I can show them chakra healing. I can show them crystals. I sent my client the other day, you know, he has a back problem. I sent him chakras, you know, colors, graphics, you know. So, you know, it's pro and con, you know, it's pro and con.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot different than packing around the table and chairs and, you know, all the stuff we used to do. Yeah, and I'm so glad that the typewriter's gotten suddenly so much lighter to carry around.
I used to have a table and a chair in my trunk in my car at all times. You know, so I used to go by the water and just pull it out. And but I tell you, I made more money.
Oh my goodness!
Just pulling out that table and chair at the ocean, you could really rack up, but now they won't let you do that anymore.
A lot more regulations are going on and different things
that
go on now. So tell us about this book, The Diary of a Mad Black Psychic. What's it about? Where can our listeners get more information on it? And, you know, when can we look forward to it?
Okay, I'm working on it now, thanks to you, Asen. Thanks to you, you know. And Psychic.biz, you know, because I'm going to be premiering it on Psychic.biz. I was going to write it, but it was too much to write, so I'm thanks to the support team at Psychic.biz, you know, I've been told that I can only do videos up to 3 minutes. You know, my stuff was 10 minutes, so it's been rough. You know, but I'm learning. I'm still learning. But it has, like I said, it's about the lies, you know, and dispelling the lies and making people understand the truth. And it's about how you can benefit from an understanding of how a reading really works, how a reading is supposed to work, and how to work your reading. Because a lot of people today they don't use readings right. You're not supposed to call up and ask me when is he going to call. I mean, I'll tell you when he's going to call, or if he's going to call. But a real reading is supposed to heal you, it's supposed to help you. It's supposed to take care of your entire life. I deal why are readings important, why you should get a reading, and types of readings you can get, the ancestors attract a lover, more money. Readings are really supposed to reveal things you don't know, not things that you do know. I don't want to pay anybody to tell me I was a twin. I know that. Don't tell me that,
Right.
It's supposed to reveal career guidance, like, in astrology will tell you what you're destined to do based on your birthday, which is why you can't make it where you are. You know what I mean? So it's going to, like I said, it's going to be on Psychic.biz. You can get this information by contacting me on the chat. Now another thing that we forgot to say, one thing I love about the chat is if you contact me via chat, you can keep a copy of the transcript. And so the table of contents will be video. It'll be reenactment. I'll have people doing little acts of the wrong way to do things, the right way to do things, music, graphics, and then the different types of psychics, what's psychic healing as opposed to a psychic reading, and then living a spiritual existence, and universal laws. We all know about the Ten Commandments, but do you know about universal law?
Right.
Do you know about spirituality? I mean, a lot of stuff I've learned. You know how to meditate. A lot of people hate to meditate, and I don't blame them because they don't teach you how to meditate right. Meditation is not supposed to be frightening. I taught a meditation class. I had half the class run. I said, "What are you running, bro?" But we're going to clear up.
What I really like about you is you're talking about things. You're talking about what a reading's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because that's a really important concept for the client to understand. In fact, what would you tell those new readers who are coming up and opening up into the industry? Because I think you bring up something really important.
They should mentor with one of us.
That's right.
You, me, Aiken, somebody on Psychic.biz. Those are the best group of readers that I know, and we're all on 5 or 6 different services. My book will give real questions and real answers, but you should mentor with a reader. I got readings from everybody on every corner in New York City. I must have spent $10,000 in 20 years. I know what a reading is, who's right, who's wrong, and what it's supposed to be. That's the only way you can learn, by dealing with other masters who've done it for a while that you like or don't like. But it's got to be somebody live. It's not from a book. It's not from a class. Sit right there next to them and watch it go down.
I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
Totally agree. Well, guys, we've reached our 90-second mark. Thank you for joining us, Angels of Light, and sharing with us your wisdom.
Thank you so much for having me, though. Thank you.
You've done really well. You'll have to come back and join us at the table again. Before you go, tell our listeners where they can reach you for a reading after the show.
Psychic.biz. And you can just Angel of Light.
Okay.
And I have many lights, as you so aptly pointed out. Thank you very much for both of you.
Yeah, you have a lot of lights, a lot of help there. And, all new clients there get $5 free. And, that's just to give you a taste, a flavor, get you into the network. But, you're going to get your value with any of the readers there. And, and Angel of Lights is right on the front page. You can watch some of her premiere videos. So be sure to check those out.
More to
until
come.
next,
Better.
Yeah, more to come. January 2015.
That's right.
And until then, you know, get in contact with her, grab a reading. She's really good at doing things. And until, within 2 weeks when we come back, and our next one will be, $3.99 a minute. I mean, with her skills, 39 years in life, that's a bargain.
Thank you, Asa.
So,
Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetie. You're really, real skilled, very, very, very well skilled. And you can reach me at Psychic.biz/Asen-Knight. And until the first of the year, I'm running a 99-cent special. Now, Randy, where can they get a hold of you? Because we haven't gotten you over there yet.
Well, you can reach me at asknow.com at extension 225415, or you can reach me at King, 1-800-ASK-KING at extension 03554559. And you can reach me usually 7 days a week. I have a schedule up, and most of the time you can reach me over on Ask Now.
Yeah. And until next week, good night and blessings all.
Good night. It was a pleasure.